Hey guys, it's Anthony with the Rag Company, and welcome back to our Subaru STI build. And in today's video, we're talking tint and PPF. Alright guys, so it's time to knock out the tint and PPF on our Subaru STI build. Now, tint is one of those things that we've all been looking forward to here at the Rag Company because we know it's going to make this car look so much better with this Java Black Pearl paint. Now, the PPF is going to be used in strategic areas to keep this paint looking better for longer. And so we're going to be knocking out the roof, we're going to be knocking out the top of the spoiler, the headlights as well after we refinish them. But the tint is going to help preserve the interior. When it comes to tint, we like to keep the heat down. We want to keep those plastics looking better for longer with the UV protection within it. So Steve does a fantastic job here at Garage Select, and we know he's going to do probably the best job on this car behind us. So I'm going to walk you through the different tint options that we had and what we chose to go with for tint and the PPF. Okay, so I brought you inside the front room because I want to show you the different options that we had for our STI here. Now when it comes to choosing the percentage of tint that you want to do on a car, it's kind of complicated because you want something that looks good, but you don't want something that's so dark that you can't see out of it at night, but you also want the benefits of keeping the heat down, you want to protect your interior and all of that. So there's a lot of pressure here. But for this STI build, we wanted to go something that was street legal and something that we could still clearly see out of at night. So for this, we chose to go with the STEK Tint and STEK PPF. Now Steve offers a couple different options, everything from Expel to SunTech, but the STEK stuff is something I particularly like for a couple reasons, and I'll get to that here in just a little bit. But over here, this is our board here with our smart, advanced, nano ceramic, basically a really fancy tint that has some ceramic built in to keep the heat down. But basically, it's just a fancy word for being able to keep the heat down and the UV rays down as well. So here's the different tint options that we had for our car here. Moving this aside, we could go with the 70. It's basically crystal clear. It's not that much of a change. Going down to the 45, that's going to be your start of some decent looking tint. And then we have our 35, our 15, and our 5. Preferably, I would have loved to go with the 15. 5 is a little bit too dark for my taste, but to keep this street legal here in Idaho, we chose to go with the 35 all around. So we're gonna be knocking out the front windows, the rear windows, and of course, the back window as well. So 35 all around, it's gonna look pretty dang good, I think. And so it's gonna add a little bit of a darker look to the car, hopefully make it a little bit more menacing, but also function as well. So I think it's gonna look pretty good. Hopefully you guys think so too. I don't understand why you're Now for our paint protection film. This is another thing where people have a lot of options out there. So what is the right option? Well, the right option is what you see in person. If you can see a paint protection film in person, maybe something that's been applied before for that particular brand, that will give you a better idea of the overall look. A lot of people hate on PPF because they don't like the look of it because of past PPF. PPF has come a long way in the last few years. So all the yellowing issues have been resolved. A lot of that extra orange peel look has been resolved, and you can actually find crystal clear PPF that you really don't even know is there. So Steve offers a couple different options here. He does offer Expel, he does offer SunTech, but I also wanted to go with the STEK. I've seen the STEK in person and I think it looks phenomenal. It's probably one of my favorite looking films because it basically doesn't look like it's there, if that makes any sense at all. So the STEK is going to be high gloss. So in my opinion, it's probably one of the highest gloss looking paint protection films I've seen. It matches perfectly corrected paint, meaning that we have corrected paint on there that's already coated. This is going to match that. It's going to look good, and I promise you that. Trust me when I say it does look good. It's also going to have the yellow resistance, so it's not going to yellow like traditional films would. So if you're putting this on a white car, have no fear, because I feel like this is going to still look fantastic in 20 years from now. I also like it because it's going to have your self-healing properties, so if you happen to scuff it or scratch it, it's going to heal on its own, and it's obviously going to prevent punctures and rock chips and everything else. And so we chose to go with the roof, we chose to go to the top of the spoiler because that's where we found the thinnest amount of clear coat on the STI. So putting paint protection film on it is going to lock it in with time, holding up that clear coat for longer, so we don't have to worry about that feeling anytime soon. Now, another thing you could do is do paint protection film on the front bumper. You could do it on the hood, you could do it on the fenders, you could do it on the mirror caps, you name it. You can put this stuff pretty much on an entire car, but we don't want to spend an arm and a leg on that process. And so while yes, we have brand new paint, and while yes, it is already ceramic coated, we're just gonna leave it that way and pray we don't get any rock chips. So STEK PPF is what we're going with today, along with the STEK Tint. It's gonna look awesome. Trust me when I say that you guys are gonna like the final result. Alright guys, so quick update so far. We've knocked out most of the PPF here on the Subaru. So headlights are wrapped, not yet cut. The wing is wrapped and cut, and we're finishing up the roof right now. So the PPF is a little bit longer process because we're like letting the edges dry out just a little bit before we tuck everything so we get a good seal, because it is raining outside and I gotta drive this thing back to the TRC HQ in one piece. So overall, everything's going really well. We love the way the tint looks. We love the way the PPF is turning out. And like I said, that STEK stuff really hits the spot. All right guys, so we're back at the TRC HQ and the Subaru looks fantastic. We want to give a huge shout out to Steve over at Garage Slick for killing it on this window tint and PPF job. It looks absolutely killer. So you can see the car got a little dusty on the way back home, so that means it's time to clean it up. But we hope you found this video entertaining and or useful or educational or whatever it may be. So as always, if you guys like this video, make sure to give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below for more and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rag Company.